Welcome back to Leaders Chat Live. If you don't know me, my name is Tracy Turnberg. I'm super excited to be back with you. We took a little break there. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and doing good things in the world that make a difference. So today I am excited to have today's leader on. It is going to be a little bit different today. Simply because we got a new upcoming leader on our hands that is just, I listened to her on a corporate conference call probably about 2 weeks ago. And I was just so impressed, by what she was talking about. And I said, I got to get her on, Leadership Live and find out the story behind the story of, when, how, and what she's, done to become successful. So, with that, super excited. Now, we want you to share this out. Hit share. If you do a watch party, that is fantastic. Go do that. However, if people are commenting in the watch party, I don't see them here. So I don't see their comments. They're not into my system. So keep that in mind on how you share it if you want to do that. Watch parties are great. We want people watching, getting the content, learning, educating themselves, and growing their businesses. And that's what we're here for. So as we go through and share life and goals and success failures and successes, or business failures and successes, that's what we're here for. We want to make impact around the world. So a couple things. You all know if you type in the word chat into Leaders Chat Live window in the comments below, if you haven't done this before, you can get added to the messenger bot, and that will send out notifications of when we go live. And so you never have to miss one. You're always going to get that. Now, you do need to check your messenger and not via text or anything like that. Also, make sure you follow us either on Facebook or Instagram, however you want to do your social. And everything is being put in archive to Leaders Chat Live on YouTube. And special exclusive on YouTube coming later this week. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss that when it happens later this week. So with that, I want to bring on today's guest is Sarah Wilkinson from Atlanta, Georgia. Sarah is a fantastic growing, not someone that did it, but someone that's doing it right now leader. And she's had some fantastic success. And within a little less than a year, when that's happened for her, and she's going to share that today, part of her story. That's what we're going to be talking about. So with that, I want to bring on Sarah Wilkinson. Thank you for coming to Leaders Chat Live, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me, Tracy.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Well, you know what? We love to hear stories. We love to hear why you got started in the industry. Go back. Where are you from? I mean, just tell us all the pertinent stuff that frames up who Sarah is. In business and in life. So, Sarah, tell us your story.
Sure. So I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here all my life. I did go to Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. So I spent 4 years there. But then I came back home and I started a family. And I've been in the legal field for 16 years now. And I have to be honest, it's immigration law. It's very stressful, very demanding. We have a high turnover rate. And with all of these things going on, I found myself pretty much giving my life to my job, working 50, sometimes 60 hours a week. So I come in late in the evenings. I still have my daughters. I have to take them to dance. I'm totally a dance mom. And it was very, very stressful. And doing that, and I have to tell you, 3 years ago, Tracy, I was actually diagnosed with high blood pressure. And it's crazy because I had just come from a 2-week vacation, so I was very relaxed, but coming back to so much work, and we were short-staffed at the time, I literally had to leave and go to urgent care because of chest pains. That's when I found out I had high blood pressure. And so dealing with this, I knew that there had to be a better way. And I've, in the past, I've always wanted to start my own business, looked into many different things, other network marketing industries. I did real estate for a while. But nothing really ever stuck for me until I ran across this company. And I have to tell you, it was amazing. Last year, I had a chance to visit New York City with the company.
Mm.
And I tell you, when I got started, I really wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. But to be able to talk to so many successful people, and I mean, everyone was so willing to share their story. After hearing all of that, all of the testimonies, I knew then, Tracy, that I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to start my own business with this. And it's funny because when we were at the Cipriani, which was right across the street from the Grand Hyatt, and there's actually a video surfacing out there on Facebook, and they caught us right as we were coming the out of the training, and I said, this is absolutely amazing, something I want to be a part of. So a year later, after just having success, and I mean, starting my own LLC. I have to say, like, it was great. It's been great, and yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Awesome. Well, so Sarah, so your first experience in the industry was how many years ago?
That was in my 20s.
In your 20s. So last year is what you're saying. Um, so how did you treat that business then? Did you just kind of mess with it, or were you serious about it back then?
I wasn't serious, and unlike this business, I didn't have any leadership. I didn't have anyone to reach out to. I felt like I was alone, and you know, at that age, and not really having the discipline, it was hard. So
Yeah.
no, I didn't do much at all, to be honest.
Yeah. So, and that's unfortunately that is a lot of this industry is people sponsor people. They get that initial check. They're really good at sponsoring, but they fail at helping and growing and developing leaders, and that becomes a huge problem. It's a huge mark against the industry because the industry is so phenomenal. It really is.
Mhm.
And so, but when you're out on an island by yourself, and we've all been there, we've all felt that way. Man, I tell you what, it's a horrible feeling. Thinking to yourself that you're going to be somehow able to do this and innovate and create and do the right steps because this industry is so simple. It is so
Mhm.
simple, but it's not easy
Exactly.
because I mean you face obstacle after obstacle, hurdle. Some self-inflicted, others by the outside world, and so being alone, on by yourself is a scary thing, and so now you've got leadership,
Hmm.
and they don't do it for you, I assume, right?
No, no, absolutely not. They just guide. They guide.
And the so some people think, oh, I got this great leader, they're just going to go build my business for me. That's not reality either. This is it's still your business, my business. We're responsible for our own, but we can do it together.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people miss that fact, that they think that, oh, I'm in business for myself but not by myself.
Right.
I'm in business for myself but not by myself, and that's the power of network marketing. Um,
Absolutely.
if you were a local florist, I don't know why I always pick on the florist, but if you're a local florist, you're in business by yourself because every other florist in town you're competing with them,
Hmm.
and they just soon see you not succeed from their own market share. So in network marketing, man, the more you succeed, the more I succeed, and vice versa. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So. One of the big things you got to do is you got to take things serious, don't you? So going back to the beginning, where
Hmm.
you kind of dipped your toes in the water to now where you've jumped all in. What does your daily business schedule look like in comparison to the two? What's changed that's gotten you the success now that you didn't have then?
So, like I said, when this opportunity came to me, I was working 50, 60 hours a week. So when I saw the opportunity, that's when I chose to, you know what? I don't have to work all of these hours for this job. Let me just let them know I need the help. And I started putting those same hours, those 10 to 20 hours into my business. And that's what started to create the success. And, things are a little different now with what's going on in the world. But before, I'll tell you what one of the most powerful things that we were starting to do as a team, we would go to different events. I'll never forget, we had an event. It was a Kwanzaa event at a theater. My daughters were actually dancing there. That event was absolutely amazing. I mean, I got so many contacts. The business did great. I left with absolutely nothing at all. So it was great. And that was the plan, before things happen, to just go out and build relationships with people, being active with people. You start with your contacts. That's our system. And I did that. And I have to tell you, going through my contacts is what got me to the first corporate position of Jade.
Yeah.
Strictly contacts. And so today things are a little different because we can't get out. I had plans to go to specific events, just events where I can just meet, business-minded people, so that I could grow my business. But now we can't really get out. So I use social media a lot. I do. And, you can look at a person's story. A lot of people share personal information and they tell you how they're feeling and the things that they deal with. So I connect with people on those levels. I use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and it's all about building relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. So now when you say events, you're talking like little trade shows, craft shows, business expos, things like that, events. Not your typical, I went to this big New York event that you talked about earlier that I want to circle back to, by the way. But,
okay.
The different events, right? I mean, you're out there doing business expos and trade shows kind of thing to create contacts and people to talk to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. I've done a lot of those shows. And I tell you what, there's no faster way to create a list of people to talk to. But you have to learn how to sort the tire kickers and the people that like to just stop and talk because they're bored versus someone that's actually interested. Because the person that will sit there and kick your tires will do it for an hour. And you're gonna sit there and watch all the good people, just go right by because you're busy. So you do have to be able to. There's a skill in that, which probably is for a totally different conversation someday, a different chat. Our biggest show that we used to do was the Minnesota State Fair. It's canceled this year because of COVID, and they get over 2 million people in the doors over 12 days.
Wow!
And I tell you, I mean, if you want to fine tune a sales pitch or fine tune your prospecting, piquing interest type thing. I tell you what, do a show or an expo and you're forced to have a high volume of conversations in a short period of time that really you pinpoint what people need to hear to get a reaction and get a response from them and what you find out they really don't care about. So, so I think events are fantastic. And matter of fact, I think we're going to have to didn't like our conversation there. So, but we're back on now. So I apologize, internet, technology, all that. We just got booted. Anyway, so Sarah, we were talking earlier. You went to an event. You went to a big event and you changed at that event, right? And I know that most people make their business decision, that life-changing decision at an event. What was that like for you at that event? Sarah, are you with me?
We're talking about the event?
Yeah, the event in New York that you talked about that you went to and you came home and you went crazy with. What changed in your mindset before the event and after the event that made the difference that got you to go to work when you came home?
Well, it was to actually, when you get started with things, you don't really know what you're jumping into. And going to that event, back connection, Tracy, how much of that did you get?
Start over because I think we'll edit it for YouTube. So just start over at the events because it kind of got cut fairly quick into your deal.
Okay. So going to the event, being able to talk to people face to face, hear their story. I mean, a lot of those people, they work every day, they have families at home, but be able to hear how they created successful businesses is what inspired me. There are so many testimonies, and just to be able to see, the company on that level was just absolutely amazing. And the things that I was hearing, I said to myself, well, I could do that. All I need is to put the time into it. And that's what made me come home and do everything that I could to make sure that I made it to New Age University.
Perfect. So, so when you got home, what specifically did you start to implement into your business that made the dynamic change that led to your growth?
I actually started to follow the system. When I first got started, I thought it was all about creating Facebook business pages. And I was just doing everything that I was not told to do. But I actually started, when I got home, I started contacting everyone that I knew. I wanted to make sure that everyone in my contacts knew exactly what I was doing.
So at this event, and this is what we talk about all the time in the industry, that a decision is made, and I don't know if it's your mind is expanded and it can't go back, but you make that decision, and that belief level takes a step up, and you come home and you just start talking to people that you never talked to before with a new level of belief that just it's contagious. And if you come home from an event or just go, not an event, just go talk to people and you're like, well, I don't know. I guess this, it's an okay product, or I guess I'm going to try to make money at this, or I'm going to, that doesn't work. You need to be able to really drive your belief deep into your subconscious. Because man, I tell you what, when you get that belief and that mindset that this is the best deal, there's nothing holding you back regardless of what your business is.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because before the event, Tracy, in talking to a few friends, because I did have a discovery party in the very beginning, but I could tell my confidence level was not there. I was saying, I think this is good. I think so. But after I got back from New York, they could hear the difference. I was confident about what I was speaking on. So that made a very big impact.
One of the things that people say, well, I've been in the industry for 25 years plus, and they think you got it all figured out, and all the shortcuts and all the secrets and all the stuff. They don't realize that we need events just as much as the brand new person does. And we need to be recharged, and you kind of have this metaphoric battery of belief and energy. And if you're not able to really recharge that, it's almost impossible. So, well, what we just talked about was absolutely amazing. You guys all missed it because technology let us down. But I was just saying that belief is such a powerful thing for everybody, not just the new person, not the small guy that just joined the industry, that just joined his business and just starting. It's just as important, and I can almost argue more important for leaders to go there, because I tell you what, we feed off the energy of new people as much as anything. We see their excitement, their belief. We want to help them. It's just one of those things. It's a contagious thing. Belief and energy is a contagious thing, and you get that at events. You get that by going to corporate events. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the rah-rah stuff that happens at an event, we always, you warn people, like, listen, the rah-rah is going to happen. it doesn't do anything if you don't go home Monday morning and change and implement and share that energy, because that's the whole point of it. Is a great motivational speech is only good if it motivates you to go do something.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so Sarah, now, you've had some great success since you went to this New York event. You came home, you went to work, you started doing all the stuff, going to your contacts, your belief level got up. What
hmm
specifically have you been doing? What have you been focusing your time and energy on to help build your business?
Um, what we say right now, present day, honestly, because I'm going back through my contacts
Okay.
because again, I reached out to them 6 months ago or so. So I'm going back through, and this time around, I'm asking, if they know anyone, essentially them, because everybody knows what I'm doing. But I'm asking, okay, in your circle of friends, who do you know? Do you know someone looking for an additional stream of income? So I'm doing that, as well as, of course, using social media, and building relationships. It's not just posting things, but reaching out to people because on Facebook, you're these are your friends. You may not have seen in 20 years, so there are things to talk about. So I'm building relationships again, um, and just waiting for things to open up again, Tracy.
Yeah, but wow, we need to open up. But it's one of the things that people say. Well, they told me no. Well, they told you no January 1st because it wasn't right timing for them. Doesn't mean you just never talk to them again. You do
Right.
need to cycle back. If you're sitting here watching this, and you're like, well, I've talked to all my contacts. Well, the average person has got 600 contacts in their phone. I highly doubt you had 600 actual conversations with those people. You probably tweeted out or you put a social message out there saying, this is what I'm doing. I can't believe you're not all in on me. That's not talking to somebody. That is simply
Right.
just trying to, inform them of what you're doing. You got to have that conversation. And I can't begin to tell you how many times, my largest distributor in my organization, it took me 9 months to get him recruited. 9 months. I
Wow.
chased him. I chased him. I chased him. I chased him. I couldn't get a hold of him. He was traveling, all this stuff. And then I finally talked to him and said, "What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?" And I said, "Just try the product. You'll absolutely love it." And he goes, "There's no way." And I said, just try it. He tried the product. He absolutely loved it. But it was 9 months. Now, most people would give up after, 9 days of trying to get a hold of somebody. And you just never know where that success is going to come from. So you do need to keep going back through your contact list. And if they
That's
told you
right.
no, that doesn't mean no forever. Just ask them, hey, would you mind if I just keep you updated when something comes about? Ask permission,
Exactly.
and you'd be
And,
surprised how many people will give you that.
absolutely. And with everything that's going on, some people's things have changed. So many people have lost jobs. Even at my firm, I thought we were safe, and our salaries were reduced. So things change with people. So that's why you should follow up.
Yeah, especially right now. Right now, there's so much. I know there's a lot of people that have lost their jobs because of the COVID thing, and or just
hmm
temporarily can't go to work. Not necessarily lost their job, but I think the thing that's really resonating with them now is like, I'm really not in control of my financial future. And
Absolutely.
which that's the when people get that revelation, man, they're willing to look, and all we're ever asking for is a conversation.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I'm not asking for a commitment. I'm not asking for you to give me anything other than just your time for 30 to 40 minutes so I can talk to you about what it is and how we might be able to work together, and how what I have to offer you may or may not help you. That's all I'm after. And
Right.
and I tell you what, right now everybody's got their ears are radared up. They're ready to sit down and have a conversation. And
Absolutely.
if you're not out there having conversations and talking to people, then you are missing the opportunity to grow your business right now.
absolutely.
So,
And that's part of our business, talking to people. You
yeah,
have to have a conversation.
yeah,
And what I love about our company, we have awesome videos. I mean, on our app, like that's a great way to start a conversation.
yeah.
If I call someone and I can't get them, then I'll send a video. And typically, they're like, okay, well, what is this about? So it actually a lead way into that conversation. I love it.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. I think people like to use social media to say, "Well, I posted something," and if you can hear a conversation on social media in episode 9 that we did last week, but or a week and a half ago or so. But the whole point of social media isn't to try to just point blank sell everything to everybody. It
Right.
is to create conversations. Um,
Absolutely.
I have never sold anything in my 25 years plus that I didn't have a conversation first. Now the conversation might be 5 minutes, it may be it might be 9 months, but it's like the conversation needs to happen.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this isn't a I'm going to lunch at Chipotle and kind of thing. This is like, no, this is a business, and if you join without a
Yeah.
conversation, you're probably not going to go very far in that business because you have no idea what it is that you actually joined. So
Exactly.
get your conversations happening. And do you set goals for yourself, Sarah? Like you say, I want to have 5 conversations. I personally don't like. This is me. I personally don't like saying I'm going to try to sponsor 3 people this week because I can't control 3 people, right? I mean, I just don't know. I can control. I want to have 10 conversations, unique, fresh conversations this week, or 30 or whatever, and out of that, something's going to come of it.
Absolutely.
So for me, do you have goals like that? Do you put goals out there for yourself on a weekly basis or monthly?
I actually it's a daily basis. I have a goal set for me, and it could be conversations. It could be a post, a video, some type of activity. You have to have activity. So my goal is to do something every day, and not just one thing, because I mean, again, someone who has worked 50, 60 hours for a firm to do something for myself, I mean, it's a great feeling. So yes, I'm gonna put that time into building my business.
Yeah, and I cannot say it enough. Every minute that you put into your own business is worth tenfold that you would do for your regular job or somebody else.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to say, I'm going to invest time. And we're not talking a week. Give it a legit time period, 6 months, 9 months. We always say in the industry, 2 to 5 years is your success plan because we don't know. I mean, you're working a job, you're a mom, you got all kinds of competing time stuff. You can't get success in whatever success looks like for you in a 2-week or 2-month trial, but give it 2 to 5 years because that's when you learn. That's when you understand the lingo of the industry and how people work and how they think and how to help them and how to grow your business in that 2 to 5 year span.
Absolutely. And you can't be discouraged. I hear a lot of people say that, well, I don't like rejection. Well, the next one could be the yes for you. So you just have to keep going. And you'll have people on your team. And that was a thing that I did also, I have to say, when I started building my business, unfortunately, I went into management mode. And during that time, I was so focused on the team that I actually stopped doing my own recruiting. And I don't think that's the thing to do. Of course, we're here to help our team. If you win, I win. Totally believe that. But as a person, and this is your business that you're growing, you have to absolutely continue to grow that as well while you're, helping others.
Yeah, absolutely. Management mode. I hate to say it, we all go into it at some point. We all think that we've arrived, and typically in the industry is when you're in that upward swing and you hit that pin title, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I made it. And you tend to take your foot off the gas. And you know, I remember talking to my mentor one time, and I'm like, we were just talking about, you know, real stuff. Like, why do you keep doing this? He basically gave me this metaphor. He said, when you're pushing a big boulder up a hill, you finally get to the top, and then it goes down the other side, and you get that momentum. It takes off, right? He goes, that's a great feeling, but eventually that boulder hits the bottom.
Yep.
And eventually it's going to have to go back up. And
Exactly.
if you don't have momentum, if you're not pushing it back up, it is a hard grind to get it back up over the hill. So for me personally, it was when I was riding. I used to ride bike a ton, and you know, you pedal up a hill, then you see this next little roller. Wisconsin, we've got nothing but rollers. You know, these little no mountains to climb, but it's just these constant up and downs. And it's like, man, you get to the top, and then you're going down, and you coast down while you're at the bottom. Then you got to put all the effort to climb back up. But if you just pedal on the way down, take a little bit more speed into the bottom, it's an easier climb over that next hill. And that's with network marketing. You know, when you hit that pin title and you go to management mode, you stop pedaling, you stop doing the things that got you where you were at. And
absolutely.
And here's the danger, Sarah, is your team sees that too.
Mm-hmm.
Your team sees it. And, you know, guess what they want to do? They want to be just like you. So if they see you do it, what are they going to do? The same thing.
Exactly.
You know, and we're all sit there and go, you need to work, but you're not.
Exactly.
Prospect, but you're not. You know, it's like, and it's a double-edged sword. So the best way to do is just forget that you got any success and just keep your head down, build your business, and just keep working, you know. And, you know, exactly. Garth, are you a fan of Garth Brooks at all?
No, not really.
Oh, man. Just ripped my heart out. Well, Garth Brooks has got this great documentary, but he went to Nashville. He was there for like 23 hours, and he left. And they showed him all these studio execs, and they all turned him down. They all turned him down. They all turned him down. And, you know, you just think to yourself, like, what would have happened if he would have gone back home and just said, well, I'll never make it now?
Yeah.
I mean, Garth Brooks is the world's single most popular album sales artist of all time.
Right.
And he could have easily just said, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, what happens when you tell people no and people tell you no? It's like that, like you said, that next person is, man, you just don't know where your leaders are going to come from. You don't know where people are going to be from and who's that and what they're doing, you know?
Absolutely.
And so to me, I tell you, it is, go get your no's. You know, we used to have this sheet, I think I shared it before, of it was 100 no's on a sheet. And we say, this is your training. Go get 100 no's, and then you'll be good to go. They're like, what are you talking about? You know, and they're like, if you go get 100 no's, you're going to get a ton of yeses in there.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You're going to get a ton of yeses, but you just realize the no's are okay. No's are good. No's just eliminate who to talk to, who not to talk to, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, here's the deal. This business is so simple. It is so simple that we like to complicate it with, you know, algorithms and, you know, different strategies and stuff. But at the end of the day, just go talk to people.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that simple? I mean, that's how you're building your business right now, right, Sarah?
That is exactly how.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to listen, because people will tell you what they need if you just take a moment to just hear them out. And what I love about our business, I mean, you know, we have a lot to offer, and that was one of the other things that made me realize this is what I wanted to do. I mean, you know, just helping people, that's a really good feeling. And it's funny because the customers that started with me back last year in April, they're still with me now.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
It does, because it makes you feel like you're making a difference, doesn't it? It makes you feel like you're doing good in the world. And you look at that and you just go, wow, this is what I want to be able to do, is I want to be able to help people And okay, maybe I'm not making the money yet that I want to make, but how do you put money, a dollar figure on somebody's health, somebody else's health that you helped,
Exactly.
or their
Exactly.
finances, or you got that mom to be able to be a stay-at-home mom so she can raise her kids, or
Yes.
that dad to be able to not work overtime so he can come home and spend more time with the family, or whatever the situation is. But
Mhm.
man, that's worth something to me. I know that may or not pay my bills, but it
Right.
does. That is something that is valuable to me, because
Mhm.
this business isn't all about money, and I think people think that our
Right.
industry is all about money,
Mhm.
and it certainly is a huge component of it. But man, I tell you what, when you start sharing with people and impacting their lives and their
Yeah.
you get that first testimony that comes back at you, Sarah, that says, "Man, I think you saved my grandma's life." I
Yes.
didn't do anything, as the product did it or whatever. But man, I tell you what, it makes you feel. If I could go to the bank and deposit that feeling, I'd have all kinds of money.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's a focus.
Great. Great.
People look at it that way. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
so all right, Sarah. If you could share one thing with everybody that's watching today, that is like, this is the one thing I want you to take away from today's conversation. What is that thing that you wanna let them know?
Well, one of my favorite quotes, and I have to tell you, this became my favorite quote when I was in New York, and it was on the screen. Opportunity is never lost. It's simply passed on to the next prepared individual. And I love that, because I think in life, you know, you have to recognize when things do fall on your plate. When those doors open up for you, it's okay to take a look and see what happens, because it came to you for a reason.
Yeah.
And as far as business goes, it takes time, but to when you look at corporate America versus your own business, there's no cap. So and by all you have to have is a vision. If you have a vision in entrepreneurship, you can do great things.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. That's awesome stuff. So, Sarah, we're going to ask. We always end with 5 stupid questions,
Okay.
and our random questions. I don't know if they're stupid or yet. The jury's not in on that. Um, you're from Atlanta, Georgia, right? Just make sure I'm correct.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing to do in Atlanta?
Favorite thing to do in Atlanta? I like to shoot pool, Tracy.
Do you really? Huh.
I really do. I have my stick and everything.
All right. So, mental note: never play money pool for money with you. What is your favorite business book?
My favorite business book, The Power of Five.
Power Five. Is that John Maxwell?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anything by Maxwell is like, you can't go wrong.
You're
You can't go
absolutely.
wrong. What is your dream vacation location?
Tahiti.
Uh, yeah, that Tahiti's amazing. There's, you know, you know, when you get to a place where you're like, how do I describe something? And the only word that comes to mind is paradise.
Exactly.
And they go, well, I've been to Hawaii. And no, you have not been to Tahiti. Hawaii is like 1/10, one one
Yes.
hundredth of what Tahiti is. It's just absolutely amazing. Would you rather spend a day at the Georgia Aquarium or the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta?
Georgia Aquarium.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And what's the best way that Sarah and family spend a free Sunday afternoon?
Free Sunday. We like to cook on the grill, Tracy, listen to good music, and play cards.
For money, right?
Just quarters.
Shooting pool. All right, Sarah. Hey, I want to thank you for your time. I apologize for the technical difficulties. To get you on, we'll do what we can to edit the chat here and get it over to the YouTube, so it's a little bit more flowy. But Sarah, thank you so much. I'm so excited for your success and your ability to just come out and just communicate with people and have conversations and just share what's on your heart about the business and the product that you're using. I love that, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us on Leaders Chat Live.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy.
All right, thank you. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, everybody, that's episode 10 of Leaders Chat Live. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. Sarah is a fantastic up-and-coming leader. I can't wait to see what her future holds for her. Doing absolutely fantastic. So, reminder, make sure if you want to, if you haven't done this yet, type in chat in the comments below, and you can be added to the messenger bot. That make sure that you have your details. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for updates on who's coming up next and when. And also, this chat here is going to be best viewed over on YouTube later today or tomorrow when it gets edited and put up because of the choppiness of the disconnects there. So apologies for that. On Thursday, if you're still with us here, we have got a very special guest. Notification will be coming out later this afternoon. At 4 o'clock Central Time on Thursday. And you do not want to miss this one. Get all of your team on this particular chat. Be absolutely fantastic. That'll be episode 11. So with that, I want to thank everybody out there. Please stay safe. Please, good choices. Do all this stuff. Make a difference in people's lives. Educate, train, share this out. Do what you got to do. But just let's go make this world a better place. Have an absolute fantastic day.